Since I was young, I have been extremely sensitive to talk of sexual harassment or sexual abuse anywhere in the media or Bollywood. And so I would like to give in the disclaimer that this video is going to talk about rape. This video is going to talk about our society and is going to be really sad. So if you're somebody that doesn't really like to talk about sexual harassment or rape, I would suggest you not watch this video. This was an extremely overwhelming thing for me to read. And I have written down points that I want to speak about on my phone because I know I will ramble. So let's start talking about how India has let its women down. Just a little disclaimer, I'm not talking about any specific political party. I feel like all of them are quite horrible at this point. When the Nirbhaya case happened, I remember very clearly the sort of language that was used in most of the media outlets. Focus, rather than being India is unsafe for women, became Delhi is unsafe for women. How safe are women in Delhi? Delhi is the rape capital of the country. And that made everybody consciously or unconsciously think that all of these things only happen in Delhi. This will not happen to me in my state because this only happens in Delhi. And this sort of focus on a specific state rather than India led a lot of people to think that they are safe. It was so bad that I remember a couple of people that would come from Mumbai. Girls would ask me if their skirts were short for Delhi. It's as if you are completely safe in your state, but the second you come to Delhi, something bad is going to happen. It is because of this sort of a media angle that when bad things happen to women in other states, we get surprised. We're like, wait, but these sort of things only happen in Delhi. They don't happen here. So the way media covers all of this, the way media makes it into a deal, the way media portrays things actually makes a lot of difference. The second way India has failed us is there is a way that our culture imprints information on young men. I have two young nieces, and I think I have enough experience with kids to tell you that kids don't learn from being told what's right and wrong. Kids learn by watching it, kids learn by listening to it, kids learn by watching videos on YouTube, kids learn by Bollywood, kids learn by culture, they learn by habits of the adults, they learn by discussions around them, and they learn by media. We do a mistake and then we see how much of a repercussion we have, and then we decide if we want to make that mistake or not. So kids from a very young age realize what they can or cannot do depending on the repercussions of things. We have created a sort of a culture where everybody shirks their responsibility. The media shirks its responsibility towards the women. Bollywood shirks its responsibility towards women like at a whole new level. And our ministers shirk the responsibility from them pretty much every few months or so. You do see some ministers saying something so tremendously sexist that you just want to punch your own self in the face. One of the biggest factors for me in terms of culture, at least in India, is Bollywood. Bollywood has continuously shirked its responsibility from doing anything in India's culture. They say that we just create movies. We are not creating a culture. We are not creating a rape culture. We are not creating any issues. It's not our responsibility or anything. We just entertain. I'll give you a personal example. I remember there was this movie with Juhi Chawla and Anil Kapoor, where Anil Kapoor is like a thug and he has been, I don't know, given money by somebody to rape Juhi Chawla and make sure that her life is disrupted. And the movie, I don't even know what this movie was called. Please leave the name in the description box. This movie essentially shows Juhi Chawla being raped by Anil Kapoor and she is trying to take her agency back by living with him, living close to him, and trying to win him over. So the end of the movie is that Juhi Chawla and Anil Kapoor love each other, and she is basically trying to change him into becoming a better guy. Somehow he raped Juhi Chawla. I think it was the day of her wedding. He consciously went ahead and destroyed her life in the movie. And the end of the movie, where you could have given a moral story, you give us that. I remember how traumatized I was when I saw that movie. I, as a 8 or like a 7-year-old at that time, thought that, oh my god, somebody is gonna rape me and then they're gonna get married to me and then I would have to live with them. A young person of 6, 7, 8 sees these things, internalizes it, and thinks it's okay. There have been movies in the 80s and 90s where villains were so glamorized for raping women. The whole scene with, you could actually see half of her face and she's like fighting back, and it was sort of like a enjoyable moment. And I don't even know why you had to include, like, it was just so gross. You don't show a kissing scene in your Bollywood movie between two consensual adults and you take flowers and you go puchi puchi, but you're okay with showing a woman being raped. That says something more about Bollywood than anything else needs to. Every single time you take this up with any Bollywood director, shrug it off. They're like, no, we only do creative work. We're not doing, हमारी वजह से तो कुछ नहीं होता इंडिया में, ऐसा तो ना है. Who are we kidding? The way Rani Kapoor and Kajol were represented in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai fudged up so many girls, me included. I used to think that you can either be a tomboy or you can be pretty. There's no overlap. You wanna know why? Because you assume that what Bollywood shows you when you're young, for you, Bollywood is equal to real life. Bollywood, Collywood actors is real life. What they do, what they say is real life. And if you're telling me that our film industry does not know that, Bollywood has failed us so bad. And I genuinely, for an industry that earns so much money from us, they sure as hell are not giving us back. Not the money. Anything else would be more than welcome. So many political representatives have failed us over and over again that it's borderline funny. Blame everything, every factor, everything a girl does, from wearing different clothes to having cell phones to food, but they're not gonna blame the person that actually does it. And you know what kids pick up on? You know what people unconsciously or consciously pick up on? Is that they are not at fault. These ministers have failed us so much, and I still wonder, how is it that there is no repercussions for them? If you're gonna tell young boys who've been already told by Bollywood that, you know what, no means yes, so keep on going, you think you wearing a burqa is gonna save you? You think a guy on the street that likes your face will not follow you home just like Bollywood or Collywood, and he's not going to approach you because you're wearing a abaya? You think this will stop? Not only do you imprint on young boys, you reinstate a predatory nature towards women. And it's amazing how people, apart from saying sorry, don't change. It's just this internalized notion of men are animals and women have to save themselves. Even in Telangana case, after everything was reported, police department has come out with points on how you can be safe. Hyderabad's police shares 14 tips on women's safety. I'm going to leave it here or in the description box so you can read it. It's literally these, all the points are basically the things that my parents do right now. No one really stays in a bubble. Everybody fears any repercussion. The bigger the repercussion, the more the fear is equal to people not doing bad things. When somebody knows that they cannot just take your phone away from you just because they like it on a street, because they know they might get some police action afterwards. What if somebody doesn't fear the system? What if somebody knows that if they rape a girl? In the Telangana case, the victim had parked her scooty outside, and these men were waiting for her to come back. They punctured her scooty's tire, and they knew that when she comes back, she will need help. They waited for her. They literally preyed on her. And when she came back, they took turns of raping her, and then after that, they murdered her. These are not 12-year-old boys. All of them were above the age of 20. You think they don't understand consequences? You know what they do understand? They understand the culture. They understand when they do this, it's not necessary that they'll get caught. Even if they get caught, it's not necessary that they're going to get, any judicial custody against them. Even if they do have judicial custody, it will take like a good solid 8 to 9 years, as it has happened in other cases that have been on fast track as well. So when people become so fearless that they're literally waiting for your daughters, you know we did something wrong. You know that we let women down. Because every single time a case like this happens, I am so shaken to my core. Because every single time I walk outside, and when I'm on the street, I fear for things. And I know it might sound really dramatic, but I don't think anybody else can sense the fear that us women feel when we walk on the street. Even if you are a bodybuilder, even when you walk with your husband, you always fear 4 to 5 men coming, then taking you or killing your husband, and then doing whatever they want with you, and then killing you, and then you not getting anywhere. And I'm pretty sure you feel that too. I'm just so angry and so tired, and I feel so let down that things like this keep happening, and people shut up for a while. Ministers or politically elected people don't speak ill about what women should wear. Then we are back to square one. It's although as if a woman has to be gang raped and murdered every year for people to see that we are constantly letting our women down. We owe these women so much. But most of all, we owe these women some change. And yes, will I be the reason for that change? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. But I hope it comes, and I really hope that we don't have to fear everything at all times. I'm really sick and tired of being let down by Bollywood, by Collywood, by our culture, by politicians, by our system. I'm really tired. I don't think I can take another news of another woman dying because men think they can get away with it. You have to talk about these things, because if we don't talk about these things, if we don't address these things, if we don't understand the system of whatever is happening right now, we'll just always be in this confused state of why exactly are we in this position. We will not be able to ask people any questions. And I need for you guys to be able to ask questions. I need for you to guys to know that it is not okay. I know somebody's gonna be like, well, you know what, just talking about it is not gonna do anything. Why don't you join politics and like do the actual change? And guess what? I can't. I don't have money. I don't have the contacts. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose because I'm too straightforward. I'm gonna do whatever I can to talk about the things, because talking brings attention, which brings numbers. With numbers comes fear. I really hope that this video made you feel a bit better, because I know a lot of my friends have been feeling extremely just this level of fear and pain and anger about all these cases. I hope that this video made you feel like you're not the only one that feels like this. Let's talk about this rather than just letting it go and sweeping it under the carpet. Even if change will not come now, we can at least talk about how we feel and maybe be a support system. Because I'm pretty sure if this has irked me so much, I'm pretty sure you guys must be feeling a lot of feelings too. So definitely let me know in the comment section. And that's about it. I'm really sorry this is not a super fun video, but I had to get this off my chest. And I hope this video has been helpful.